episode of Aligned and Thriving. Welcome back to the podcast. Today, I want to chat to you about something that I think all of us, especially in schools and teams, have experienced at some point. Now, this topic was actually brought to you by one of our listeners. They messaged in and asked for an episode about it. So that's exactly what we are doing. An episode about something that can be a little bit frustrating, but is so important if we want to create a positive and effective workplace. And that is, don't go to leadership or other staff with a problem without also bringing a solution. Sounds really simple, right? But seriously, how many times have you been hit with a problem, just like a complaint, and then you think, okay, so what exactly do you want me to do about that? You know, the vibe I mean? People come in, their eyes are wide, and they're telling you all the things that are wrong, but they have no idea what to do next. Like, no suggestions, no ideas. They just verbally dump the problem on you and expect you to just solve it for them. And honestly, it's exhausting. And it can just be super frustrating because we are all human. How many times do I have to say that on these podcasts? But we are human beings. We all have jobs to do. We all have our own lives to live. We have our own needs, our own wants, just like everybody else. Why do we then need all of your problems? Okay? If you want your meetings to be at a particular time, that's great. But instead of just saying, oh, I hate this time, well, why don't you go and tell the person and come up with some suggestions of when you want the meetings and why that time would work for you better? Like, come with a reason, come with a plan. Because if you don't, then what is someone, like say it's someone in leadership, what are they supposed to do? Just wave the magic wand and make all of your wishes come true. Ta-da! You may have everything you want, and so can everyone else. I mean, does that happen in the real world? I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but no. This approach is not about being harsh or dismissive, but it's about building a culture where everyone helps to carry the load. That's what an effective team looks like. It's called distributed leadership. Everyone helps out, everyone contributes to solutions, and everyone feels part of something bigger. Some of the best schools that I have worked in and the ones that just flow beautifully, they all have this kind of culture, the culture where everyone pitches in, shares ideas, and just supports each other. And it's what honestly makes the difference between a place where people thrive and one where people are literally just surviving. Okay. And I have worked in every type of system within our state. And I have worked in a variety of schooling environments from low socioeconomic to a higher socioeconomic. So I have done the things. I've done primary. I've done high school. I've got all of the comparisons for you. But what I'm saying is within every educational facility, there is a team of people in there. Okay. And the way that they work best is if you have that idea of everyone is part of the team. We are all responsible. We are all working together. This is a team because team, together everyone achieves more, is true. Again, there's no I in team. No, there isn't. Yes, I am someone who's been on leadership teams before, but I never view myself as someone who is above a teacher. No, we are a team. I am at the shoulder with you all the time. I am experiencing things with you. I am there to work with you and support you. So please don't think that everyone in those types of positions are going to be, I mean, some of them will act like they are better than you, but I'm not one of those people. At least I don't think I am. And those who work with me and know me, I hope I don't come across that way. I try to be that person who is there to support and care and work with you. But it is really hard to work with people if they're just coming at you with problems and don't come with any solutions. And that can happen in any workplace. You know the people that are just going to turn up and complain. And they don't have any ideas on how to fix it. They just want you to fix it. What do you want me to do about that? Hey? You want me to run that staff meeting? Well, how am I supposed to do that? When do I have time to plan that? Maybe we could talk about it together in a nicer manner and make the plan together. It doesn't, and I'm being honest, like it's easy to get really caught up and be the person that just complains. But let's not get caught up in that. And let's not be the person who brings the toxic energy, the negativity, the no solutions. Let's not be that person. We need to be the kind of person that helps people. That type of toxic energy doesn't help anyone. Not you, not your colleagues, and certainly not your leadership team. We've talked about toxic energy before and how it drains the whole team and it makes everything harder. And this is one of those situations. If you want to be part of the solution, not the problem, the mindset shift there is huge. So, how do you actually bring solutions and not just problems? Let me give you some ideas. So, tip number 1, pause and reflect before you speak. Now, I feel like I'm talking to myself here because I really need to bite my tongue sometimes. So, pause and reflect before you actually speak. Before you go and run to leadership or your team with a problem, stop and ask yourself, what's the problem? Why is it a problem? What have I already done to fix said problem? And what could I do to improve it? And if you really can't come up with any ideas, try brainstorming with a few people first if you need to. Even if they're not perfect solutions, just come up with a couple of ideas. The goal is just to show that you're actually trying and you're thinking and you're willing to help. Tip number 2, bring options, not just complaints. When you're talking about the issue, come prepared with some options. So, for example, the meeting time is really tricky for me because of X. Would there be any chance of considering Y or Z instead? Or the current system that we have for tracking attendance is really confusing. Could we maybe try A or B to simplify it? Like, if you're offering options, you're showing your leadership team and the rest of your team members that you're engaged and you're proactive. You're not just passive and skating along or reactive. Tip number 3, take ownership wherever you can. So if there's something that you could do yourself to help solve the problem, say so. Take ownership. It's really powerful. For example, I noticed the communication around that event's been really unclear. I'm really happy to draft a new template and just send it through for the newsletter if that helps. Just small little things like that can make a massive difference in team dynamics. It's the same as like putting your hand up to cover a duty when we've rocked up and gone, oh no, we didn't cover that duty. Well, instead of turning around and going, well, I'm not doing it, you'd be like, oh, I'll do it today, but would anyone mind? Maybe I could do a swap? Like something like that. We'll be more than happy to help if you're coming with a solution. Tip number 4, remember the big picture. We're all human, okay? This is really easy to forget sometimes. That's why I keep like harping on about it. But your leaders, your colleagues, like they're all human too. They have good days. They have bad days. They juggle multiple demands just like you. Showing empathy and understanding goes a long way, okay? If anyone can come to the table with that mindset, like, oh, I'm here to help, not just to complain, everything just gets so much better. I know, again, talking from my own experience and perspective, there has honestly been some mornings where I have already been up since 3 a.m. in the morning because a child has woken up and refused to go back to bed. So I'm dealing with tiredness. I have forgotten to eat breakfast because I was in such a rush to get everything organized because I was having to deal with said child and trying to get said other child dressed and ready and in the car whilst the other child is trying to wrestle other child, whilst trying to also make everyone's lunches and get everyone out the door and into the car. And then once you're in the car, forgetting to get lunch, so having to stop on the way to buy lunches because you've missed the window for ordering lunches, or you've forgotten that you couldn't order lunches that day, so you're going to have to sort that out on the way to work, plus get fuel because you forgot to fill your car up. Then you really need to get a coffee because you've also had no breakfast, but it's too late for you to get a coffee. So then you need to get to work and you need to unpack the car, get said children into an office space or a quiet space and get them quiet, and probably make sure that they've eaten something or been medicated, like one of my children. Follow through with all of that procedure, and then try and figure out if you've got time to make yourself a coffee before you need to go outside for morning duty, and then someone turns up with a problem. Wow, I've literally just gotten to work. And if you looked at my frazzled face, you could probably see that I may not have had the best of mornings. Or if you could hear my children yelling at each other in my office space, then you would probably take a few steps back and try and come up with an answer before you ask me a question, which I know sounds hard sometimes, but maybe that's not the time that you come and tell someone something that's probably if it's really urgent, that's different. But maybe that's that time where you pause and reflect, is this something that I really need to deal with now? Or could it wait? I might talk to her later. It seems that she's a little bit frazzled. Or maybe just say, are you okay? Is there anything I could do to help? Yes, please. I have had no breakfast. Could you please go check the fridge for some yogurt? Or something. Just the little things. This is why I've told you so many times that we are all human. That's literally just an average morning in my household. No, it does get better. I'm not saying my kids are like that all the time, but just remember that we are all human and we all have lives outside of that space. You may not have kids. You may have a partner. You may live with friends. You may live with your dog. I've worked with someone whose dog got ran over on the way to work, so they had to then go home because their neighbor had rung and they were hysterical. And it's like, that's okay. I'll cover your class. You go do what you need to do. You need to take your dog to the vet. Like, pets are family too. And I get that. We don't forget that for people. So please remember, again, we are human beings too. So remember the big picture. Just come in with that mindset that we are here to help and not just to complain. Tip number 5, communicate clearly and respectfully. So how you present your concern matters. So stay calm, be respectful and constructive. Avoid the blame game and lots of negativity. Try and frame your issue with curiosity, like, oh, I'm wondering if we could try, or my wondering is this, or I've noticed this challenge and I'm thinking that these might be some suggestions that we could improve it. This invites some responses and collaboration rather than people getting up and defensive about it. So try wording it that way. So I want to be clear. This isn't about pretending that everything's perfect or ignoring real problems. Far from it. Problems exist and they all need to be addressed, but how we address them makes all the difference. So if you just bring the problem and expect someone else to just fix it for you, you're helping to create burnout, whether it's for yourself or for someone else. It's a frustration. It's creating that culture of blame. But if you come with solutions, even just small ones, and a willingness to work together to help build a team that's stronger, more connected, and more effective, because the truth is there's no leader and no colleague has time to be your full-time problem solver. We all have our plates full already. And that's why that model of distributed leadership is so powerful, because when everyone's sharing the responsibility for solving challenges, well, the whole team wins. So if you're someone who tends to bring those big problems without solutions, that's okay. We all slip up. I mean, I've done it before too. I'm guilty. But the key is awareness. Start to notice your habits. Start to challenge yourself to try a different approach next time. And try this instead. The next time you are about to complain, pause and ask yourself, what could I suggest instead? How could I help fix this? You might surprise yourself. But before I finish today, I want to leave you with some journal prompts to help you reflect on how you approach problems and solutions within your team. So if you've got some time to sit down and think about it, I think it'd be really good to help you and developing your mindset as well. So how do I usually respond when I encounter a problem at work? Do I focus on the problem or finding solutions? Number 2, can I recall a time when I brought a problem and a solution to my team? How did that change the outcome? Number 3, what fears or barriers stop me from proposing solutions instead of just complaining? Number 4, how can I practice distributed leadership in my current role, even in small ways? Number 5, who are my teammates or leaders that I can collaborate with to brainstorm solutions rather than just voice problems? Number 6, what is one problem I'm currently facing that I can reframe by brainstorming at least 2 possible solutions before I go and raise it? So have a think about those things and have some time to reflect. Building a positive team culture, it takes time and effort from all of us. But when we all come ready to contribute solutions, support one another, and take ownership, the whole workplace becomes a better place just for everyone. So, again, guys, thanks for listening and for being a part of this journey with me. If you've found this episode to be helpful, don't forget to like it, share it with a friend or a colleague, share it with your leadership team if you think they might need to hear this message as well. But if you are wanting to talk more about these things or suggest anything that you want me to talk about on the podcast in relation to teaching or your mindset or self-care, any of those things, please feel free to send me a DM on Facebook or Instagram. Just search Aligned and Thriving for Teachers and you'll find me. I would love to know more of what you want to listen to. What are you finding more helpful? See, this is me coming to you with a problem. My problem is I want to know more of what you want to know. So what's my solution? Asking you guys, tell me what it is you want me to talk about. Send me a message. Tell me what it is. I'd love to know. I love talking. I hope you've got that message. But until next time, guys, keep showing up, keep solving, and keep leading with your heart. Because remember, you are amazing and you are doing an amazing job wherever you are. So until next time, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.